Hello and welcome back to the Project Management Fundamental course. We will now continue in this module with looking at the project management mappings and process flow, where we will try to refresh your knowledge on what we've done in previous modules by looking at the process groups and how they map to the knowledge areas. So, remember we have 5 process groups, the initiation or initiating, the planning, the executing, the monitor and control, and the closing project phases. And we have about 10 knowledge areas, starting with project integration management, scope management, time management, cost management, quality management, and human resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management, and stakeholder management. And you can map, each particular project phase to a knowledge area and which process is applied. I mean, we did talk about all this in the previous video, but this is just simply refreshing your idea on how they map. For example, if you take the initiation phase or initiating process group, then you would be looking at mainly, for example, in towards project integration management, something like developing the charter, which generally integrates the activities that you gathered at the beginning and what should be expected and who the project manager should be. And another thing that is related to the initiation phase is the project stakeholder management, where you identify all the people and things involved in the project and you can classify them. And in the planning phase, you can look at almost all the knowledge areas because you need to develop the project management plan in general on the integration management level. And you need a scope plan. You need to collect requirements, which is also related to the scope, to define the scope as well. And also you need to plan the time in doing time management or schedule management, estimate activities and resource and the timing for them, and also do cost management plan and estimate costs, which is related to the cost management knowledge area, as well as quality management plan, human resource or resource management plan, communication management plan, which is mapped to communication management knowledge area, and the risk management plan mapped to the risk management knowledge area. And then also procurement management plan as well as stakeholder management plan. And at the same time, in the execution phase, you look at direct and manage project, which is mainly on the integration knowledge area. Perform quality assurance, which is mainly on the quality management area. Acquire project team and develop the project team and manage them, which is on the resource or human resource management area or knowledge area. And also manage communication as well as conduct procurement and manage stakeholders, which are mapped to their various knowledge areas. In the same way, when you monitor and control, you monitor your project work and control it and perform integrated changes from change requests on integration level, as well as monitor and control the scope, validate them for the scope management area, and also do things like cost control, communications control for communication knowledge area, as well as procurement and stakeholder engagement. And in the close-in area, you can also do close procurement and also the general closure of the project itself. So this is basically a short summary of how you can map this process or life cycle or phases of project management to their knowledge area. And this helps you create a good high-level picture in your head how to look at these things. So for process flow, when you look at project management process flow, it's also more or less the same thing. So you look at the phases like initiation process, and you look at what could be done, like having the project information and then developing the team, as well as having some organizational commitment. Then you go into things like scope definition, which is more in the planning process, activity definition, cost estimating and resource planning, all in the planning, as well as schedule development. And that can also take you to things like information distribution, update your project, performance reporting, which are more in the control, also in the execution process. And then towards project closure, administrative closure, and project completion, which are more in the closure process. And of course, putting all this together, that helps you be able to manage how you want to define your project. But this gives you a good idea, with how you can manage or separate the knowledge areas and still map them to which processes you are. And they don't really go with a black and white line in between. They just are things they go together, and you have to be able to manage those things at the point you need to be able to manage them and at the level. So depending on the complexity of the project, it can be a little bit simpler for some projects and a little bit harder. But then you have to choose how to best approach them. So this is basically the mapping and the process flow that we want to explain in this particular video. Thank you.